Hey guys, so I took 2 weeks off because I moved to Los Angeles, and I'm here in Los Angeles, and it's great. And this week I've been playing Catherine, and a lot of people were wondering about this game because it seems kind of weird. It seems like a Japanese dating sim, and looked kind of like puzzle game. Is it just Q*bert with boobs? Is it a hentai game? These questions and more answered on this week's Eric's Opinion. At its core, Catherine is a love story set within a video game. You play as Vincent, who's had a girlfriend named Catherine for about 5 years, and now is kind of like, oh, I don't want to be committed, I don't want to get married, and all that stuff, you know, typical 20-something drama thing. So obviously, the only thing left for Vincent to do is to cheat on a more beautiful younger woman with the exact same name as his girlfriend. So now our pal Vincent is in a bit of a pickle because he's cheating on his girlfriend with a girl that's kind of a psychopath, and he kind of likes his girlfriend, and his girlfriend says she's pregnant, and all this stuff that's going on, and he has to decide what he's going to do. This pretty much sets up the framework for the entire story of the rest of the game. The story half of the game is you basically watching cutscenes that are not really interactive, but change based on the alignment that Vincent is, based on things that have happened previously in the actual game part of the game. There isn't dialogue trees or any of that kind of stuff like you would see in an RPG or other more interactive. It's really very uninteractive. It's just based on the few select things that you've done may have drastic changes on the ending. The actual game part of the game is actually based in Vincent's nightmare. Every night, Vincent goes to bed and has this nightmare where he's being chased by some monster that he has to climb away from. Sometimes it's the manifestation of his girlfriend trying to hold him back or get him married or all that stuff, or sometimes the potential child that he's about to have, and all these kind of crazy things that are chasing after him that he has to try and climb away from. Essentially, all the interactive parts of the game take place in these weird nightmares where you have to battle the manifestations of evil and all this stuff, and all this really creepy stuff. Obviously, this being a Japanese game, it gets incredibly weird when it gets into the dream world, but I'm no stranger to weird dreams.
It's Chewbacca time!
No, Dad, no! Essentially, the game part of the game is you climbing these various blocks. At any time, Vincent can move the blocks around, and they can, if they're touching edges, you know, they don't fall completely off the ledge. But your goal is basically to get to the top of this large block building thing before everything falls apart and you fall to your death or some monster kills you. Along the way, you can pick up power-ups and stuff to create blocks or help you jump up 2 or 3 blocks at a time to help you traverse things faster. And you also come across enemies that try and knock you off because they obviously don't want to die in the dream as well, because if you die in the dream, you die in real life. As you traverse the various stages of the dream world throughout the game, it does get more complicated. They throw more stuff at you. They throw different kinds of blocks that are heavier and harder to move, blocks that are trampolines, ice blocks that you slip and slide so you can just go sliding off the edge and fall to your death. They do give it an arcadey feel by adding a score to, you know, how fast you get up to the top and the various multipliers that you can get along the way to sort of give you some replay value and make it feel like, oh, I did it really well, or I didn't go up fast enough. Outside of the actual dream sequences, there is a little bit of interactivity in the actual sort of real-ish world once you get to the bar. You get to the bar and you watch the cutscene where he's either drinking alone or talking with friends, and then eventually you get to walk around. You can talk to the various people and help them out and just hear conversations. You can check your phone and text your girlfriend and all kinds of stuff that shift your alignment. Your alignment also shifts when you reach the top of the structures in the actual game part of the game. Once you get up to the safe zone, you enter a confessional and you're asked a question. All of them have to do with relationship stuff, you know, freedom stuff like, you know, would you ever hold your girlfriend's purse or something when she's standing buying stuff and all that kind of stuff. And based on your answers, your alignment either shifts to, I guess, good or evil, and that actually affects the ending of the game, because at certain points in the cutscenes, Vincent will go, oh god, what do I say now? And then based on where his alignment is, he will say certain things that will lead to different endings. After playing through Catherine all the way through, I have to say, it's interesting. It's not exactly what I expected. It's more of a puzzle game with a long cutscene that you can watch. And the cutscenes change, like the actual story stuff changes based on, you know, your alignment to good or evil or however you explain it. But the puzzle stuff is really compelling, although incredibly difficult. Even on easy, it's not easy. And sometimes the anime stuff can be kind of long-winded, so if you're not really into anime, it's gonna be like, oh, skip, 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 you know. And the puzzle stuff though makes up for it because it's fun, kind of not really repetitive because it's always adding new stuff, and there's a lot of replay value. You know, you can replay it again to get different endings, and also you can just play the puzzle parts later on with the Coliseum menu. So it's interesting. It's not for everyone. If you're not really into animes, you know, and stuff like that, the kind of anime style, culture, all that stuff, you might not like the story mode part, but the puzzle stuff is pretty interesting anyways.